Welcome back, everyone. So today we're starting a very exciting series. With me, I have Ashley Allen with Ashley Allen Fitness. Ashley has been my personal trainer for almost 2 years now. And what I love about her is her ability to train for a female figure. We're gonna start an entire series on this. Today, we are doing the top exercises that should be in your exercise routine as a female. And as always, if you love our content that we're putting out, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with somebody that you think it can help. Also, throw in the comment section below what you want to learn about when it comes to your fitness routine.
All right, so today we're going to start with the squat. The squat is a foundational movement. It is a natural movement. If you've ever seen a baby drop down and pick something up, they squat. That's exactly what we're doing here. Alex today is going to be using a kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell, you can use a water bottle and a water jug, anything with resistance, or you can do this exercise body weight as well. As Alex goes ahead and squat, I'm going to touch on a couple of key things that you want to look for while you squat. So go ahead and start squatting. So one thing I look for in a squat is I'm going to look at her knees. You see how her knees are pointing out like this? That's exactly what we're looking for. Sometimes when you squat, you're not aware of that. Your knees come in like this, and you want to avoid that as much as possible because that's going to cause some knee injury. So if you notice your knees are coming in, think about it. Engage in your hips and let your knees come out. All right, so we've covered the knees. Another thing I look for here is that she's sitting back into her heels. She's sitting back into her heels as if she's sitting down onto a chair. Okay, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Weight back into the heels. Your toes are still down, so don't lift up your toes. Sit back into those heels. That's going to help keep the tension out of your knees and allow that posterior chain or the back of your body to assist in the squat. And another thing you'll see with Alex is go ahead and squat. Her chest is staying up. So if she's up nice and high, good. What you don't want to see is you don't want to come down like this. Okay, keep that chest up. I like to look forward, and I also like to tell my clients to look at something straight ahead, whether it's a baseboard on a wall or something in the mirror, yourself in the mirror, and just keep that head up. Go ahead and give us one more great squat. Okay. Yes. Great. All right, next up, we're gonna go to the deadlift. The deadlift is another foundational exercise. So Alex, go ahead and start deadlifting as I talk about some key points here. Okay. So with Alex, you're gonna see that her knees are slightly bent. Her weight goes back into the heels. Good, go ahead and come down a little bit further, get a little bit more range of motion. Perfect. And she's doing it with a kettlebell, but you can also do this with a dumbbell or even body weights. Watch how the kettlebell stays super, super close to her legs. It doesn't come out here. It stays in nice and tight, and that's gonna allow those hamstrings and those glutes to really work here. And pay attention to her upper body here. Do you see how her spine is neutral, her neck is neutral, her chest is up? What we don't want to see here is rounding in the back. Okay, that's going to cause some lower back strain, and we want to avoid that as much as possible. So when we're doing a deadlift, this form right here is beautiful. Slight bend in the knees, weight in the heels, chest up, shoulders engaged. Perfect. All right, we're gonna move on to the upper body. A lot of women avoid training upper body because they're so worried about looking manly or too muscular, but ladies, let's stop doing that. Working that upper body is gonna give you sexy arms, sexy shoulders. It's gonna help you stand confident and tall. We're gonna talk about the shoulder press first. The shoulder press is really, really important to do, especially if you're someone who works a lot with their hands. They do repetitive movement. Those shoulders are gonna stay strong. So Alex is gonna demonstrate a shoulder press here. Go ahead and start pressing. So she is just pressing straight up. Okay, that's exactly what we're looking for. You wanna choose a weight when you're doing upper body that's challenging. Don't go for the light weights, go for a challenging weight. That's how we build muscle here. So she's going up and down, and then go ahead and turn this side. I wanna talk about her form here. So you'll see, go ahead and arch your lower back. Okay? So a big mistake a lot of women, because they arch their back here. That's going to cause a lot of lower back strain. Again, we want to avoid that as much as possible. So anytime you're doing a standing exercise, you want to engage the core here and tuck that pelvis underneath, making sure your body is in a completely straight line. Okay, so as you shoulder press, engage that core, tilt that pelvis underneath. Perfect. And that is a gorgeous shoulder press right there. All right, we are going to move on to a row. This is a great exercise for Alex because she does a lot of procedures. So she's in this bent over position a lot. And when that happens, our muscles get overstretched so that you can end up like this. So by strengthening that back muscle in the middle of the back, it's gonna help her. And if you do the same thing, it's gonna help you stand up a little bit straighter, which is gonna help with any neck aches or back aches that you might experience. So this is a perfect exercise for that. Again, it's gonna strengthen that middle back here. And I'm gonna talk in a couple of form tips here. So she's doing a bent over row right now. So she's in a slight bent over position. She is engaging her core. If you don't engage your core, you might feel a little pain in that lower back. So engage that core, keep it nice and tight. You're gonna hinge over like she is, and she's gonna row those dumbbells up right to her hips. And you can do this exercise with a barbell, if you have access, kettlebells, anything with resistance, again, like soup cans, whatever you have. Her back is straight. You can't see her neck, but it's neutral. Her gorgeous hair is in the way. Perfect, beautiful. And as she grows up, she pinches in that shoulder blade area. Perfect, that's gonna utilize that muscle, and that is a great row. Nice job. We are gonna move on to some exercises that I think would benefit any woman in their exercise routine. One of those things is breathing. A lot of people forget to take deep breaths, and taking a deep breath can make a huge, massive impact on how you feel in exercise and how you feel in general. So if you're stressed out, take a deep breath. So I'm gonna show you a little exercise that you can do. I would start your workout with this or end your workout with this, or if you're laying in bed at home, do this well. So you're gonna lie on your back, feet are on the ground. Hands are gonna be on your abdomen. You're gonna take a deep inhale in. Fill up your diaphragm, you'll feel your diaphragm lift, fill up your belly with air, and then as you exhale, put your hands in your rib cage, and you're gonna exhale, bring everything in, imagine this core set is being wrapped around your stomach. Take another deep inhale in, feel your ribs expand, exhale, feel everything come together. Alex will do one more in, you'll go in, feel that rib cage expand, and then exhale. Good. So if you do that, you're gonna help have that mind-body connection. You're gonna tell your core to come in and out. And then also, this will also help use those inner abdominal muscles. That is gonna help pull your abdominal wall in. So if you are looking to have a tighter tummy, stop doing so many sit-ups and learn how to breathe instead. Yes. All right, I'm gonna show you how to do a crunch while incorporating that breathing exercise that we just did. This crunch is not your average crunch. You are actually gonna be thinking about what you're doing, connecting the mind to the core here. So Alex is gonna take one deep inhale, and as she exhales, she's gonna go ahead and crunch up. Everything is gonna come together. She's gonna engage every single abdominal muscle she has. She's gonna inhale on the way down, let everything expand. And exhale, come up. Wrap that core set around. You're gonna feel your abdominal muscles engage. And back down. Go ahead and give us two more. So I feel like a lot of people, when they do crunches, they do it mindlessly. They're just moving. And that's not really working your core. This right here is gonna be so much more effective for achieving a stronger core, a tighter tummy, and a tighter waist. So good job, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we're gonna do a hip bridge. A lot of women lack strength in their glutes and their hip muscles. And over time, you'll start to feel an impact in your knees and your ankles, but having strong hips and glutes will help counteract that, hopefully prevent it. So I'm gonna have her demonstrate a hip bridge, which is gonna work the glutes, the hamstrings, pretty much all that lower body, and her core is gonna work as well. I have her using a resistance band. The band is gonna help engage those hips a little bit more, and her knees, the band's gonna be wanting to pull her knees in. Her job is to keep her knees out and her hips and glutes engaged. So she's gonna go ahead and raise her hips up. And as she raises, she's gonna actively squeeze those glutes. And then lower down. Good. And just keep going, keep rubbing them out. So she's gonna squeeze her glutes at the top, and then as she goes down, her movements are nice and controlled. She is telling her body what to do. She's not doing this mindlessly. Again, a lot of people do this. They just move. You don't really think about it. When you do that, again, you're not really working the muscle as much as you should. When you think about this, it's body weight with resistance band, but it's pretty hard. It's challenging, especially after a while.
The other thing to think about with hip stability in particular is that a lot of women suffer from incontinence and issues with their pelvic floor. And oftentimes issues with the pelvic floor actually will stem from some hip instability. And women don't necessarily think about that, and it's a good way to connect those two together that women don't think about.
Yeah, that was a really great point. We're planning on doing a deeper dive into pelvic floor and core, and I'm so excited about it because it's such a missed area, especially in the fitness world. So I'm so excited to get deeper into that. But again, this is going to be great for building that glute strength, that core, and that pelvic floor too. And we'll get into that. It's really, it'll be a good episode. But this is a great one to add into anyone's routine to strengthen those glutes up, no matter what level you are.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for coming on. I really appreciate it. If you are looking for what kind of exercises to add into your routine, Ashley Allen Fit on Instagram is an amazing place to start, especially when it comes to some of the pelvic floor things that we've been talking about and some of the exercises specific to adding in a women's routine. Ashley is a perfect resource. You can also watch out for our future videos on all things pelvic floor and some of the small little things you need to be adding into your routine that'll make a big difference for you long term. Thanks again, Ashley.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.